Hey, Dr. Brett here. I'm back with my Thai wife, Chanakan. Hey, babes.
Hey, I'm Shnagan.
Okay, you got a question for me, right?
Not really, my sure.
Not really.
How do you feel to be like a psychologist?
How do I feel about being a psychologist? You know I love being a psychologist. Is there anything in particular about being a psychologist you want to know?
Like for how long have you worked for a psychologist?
I was licensed in 1997, but I started grad school in 1991, and I started working with people in 1992. So we're in 2019. It's 27 years.
What is
Pretty crazy.
Why did you choose psychologist at that time?
I worked in business in New York City for a couple years before I went to grad school. It felt empty. I feel like I'm driven by the desire to make a difference and do something meaningful. So psychology is definitely a way to make a difference. I mean, the lives that I get to influence is pretty cool. I like science and I like, studying that way. So I like understanding, people and what they're about. And I was an economic psychology double major, so I did both. I like the business world too, but I'm always fascinated by people and their motivation and I'm curious by nature. So psychology is like, in a lot of ways, it's a really good fit, especially sports psychology, because my twin brother and I always orient towards we, because I'm a twin. We were very good athletes, really gifted hand-eye coordination wise. And so sports is sort of my thing. Now it's mostly golf, and I play tennis occasionally, but we grew up playing baseball and basketball. We played everything more or less, except lacrosse. And I'm coaching all these lacrosse players now because the mental game is the mental game. It almost doesn't matter what the sport is.
For 20 years, more than 20 years.
More than 20 years, yeah.
That you are a psychologist.
Yeah.
Do you think, is it a lot more patient, more clients, like people need more psychologists from the past, or like it's the same?
I think people are more open-minded. There's less of a stigma towards mental health in getting help than there used to be 20 years ago. So I think each generation is a little more open. Life coaching now is prevalent. When I was in grad school, it wasn't. Sports psychologists, most top athletes, a lot of D1 athletes. I coach a lot of D1 athletes and even D3 athletes. Having a sports psychologist is not uncommon anymore. So I think it's become more and more and more prevalent, which is really a good thing. Because who can't benefit from coaching, guidance, mentoring, especially around communication, around relationships, around performance. I teach a lot of performance techniques like meditation and mindfulness, visualization and breath work, things that enhance your performance, but they also enhance your overall health and well-being.
One of the questions that my sister talked with me, asked me actually at that time, that she said, for your client, you work with a lot of teenage, right?
Yeah.
And like you coach them a lot.
Yeah.
And like if they be coaching a lot, can they, when they grow up, can they think by themselves?
Well, the idea is, one of the things that I live and teach is to go inside for answers, right? When you meditate a lot and you practice mindfulness, you're paying attention to your thoughts, your feelings, your body sensations in a non-judgmental way, and you come back to the moment as often as you can, you get more and more intuitive. And when you get more and more intuitive, you don't need to go outside yourself for answers. So what I am is I consider myself like a high-end guide. I'm guiding them, I'm asking questions, I'm inspiring them to get out of their comfort zone, and I'm sort of like partially an accountability guy, right? Helping them do what they say they're gonna do. So eventually they develop the muscle to do it on their own, and then they use me because the conversations are actually helpful. If they're not helpful, then they go their own way.
That's right. For me, as I talked with you last year, and I have started be a life coach, and actually I have one client that contact me every month, and she said she feel very happy that she meet me because her life changed a lot, like from
It's great.
that. Yeah, I feel like wow, really. I feel great about her. Like every month we talk, and I talk every topic, like for love, for family, for work, and for like money, everything. And she said she feel glad that she met me. We talked since January, and she said right now her life completely changed, and she know how to go out from her comfort zone. And I always ask her like, what is your goal? What is your target after this? And after she did it, she will tell me. And I feel like I am not like 100% understand like you because you do it a lot. But for me, like just one person that I could help her to change her life, I feel like I'm proud of her.
Yes. So it can be incredibly rewarding as you're starting to experience, right? When you take a meaningful like when you play a meaningful role in other people's lives and you have a positive influence over time, it can be incredibly rewarding to see people develop and grow and evolve and just become really cool or succeed, right, in ways they may not have otherwise. Or what I often do is I say, I'm going to speed up their progress, right? Because I've like learned a lot of lessons the hard way, and some of them they'll learn the hard way too.
Yes.
But other ones, like, why not speed it up a little bit? Like get there a little bit sooner with maybe less pain and suffering. Why not?
And we wish that you guys that come to see our channel that will have like a good life. Like after see our video, maybe you will have a big change, something in a good way, in a good direction.
I love it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right. I'm Dr. Brett.
I'm Shanakan.